You got into it. You're like exploring it, tested it. Hey, hey.
I want to be festive. I'm in a living room too.
Way too close to mine. Get the fuck out of here.
It's
That
different.
that's like the same exact fucking room,
It's
bro.
different,
Get the fuck
man.
outta here.
It's a different room.
Can you guys
outta
do something
here.
for me? Can
It's a
you
different
take an
room. All
ornament
right, I'll
and
switch
just take it
I'll
off the
switch
tree real quick.
Listen, my tree's way
Listen,
back
It's
there.
perfect.
Okay?
It's perfect. I don't want to mess it up.
Listen, I was just kidding.
Why?
Like,
No, it's
I
all
was
right.
Oh, welcome back, everyone, to episode 25 of Squad Pod.
Oh,
25.
I
Oh,
know.
I didn't even realize that.
Coming out on the 25th.
On the 25th. We actually
Couldn't have
planned
planned
this when we
if we
released
tried.
the first
Jesus'
episode.
birthday.
Jesus' birthday.
Jesus.
Jesus.
But like that is weird. 25
planned
weeks
it.
ago,
Man,
I
I
know.
planned
we were
this.
like 25th episode's coming out on Christmas. We 100% planned this.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We totally
plan.
planned all this. But yeah, Christmas is going to be, 2 days from now. So whenever this episode is airing, it'll be Christmas Day.
It's Christmas right now, Evan.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
It is Christmas right now.
I don't know what you're
yes.
talking about. We filmed this on Christmas.
We filmed this just 2 hours ago.
I woke up before my kids on Christmas morning and I got on with you guys. And here I am.
Impossible.
We didn't open presents up, as you can see over here. They're still wrapped.
Man, I'm
Right,
still
right.
in this like thing. How do I get out of this
over
thing?
here without cutting it off.
Get me out of this thing.
Oh, you're
What'd
still
you-
in the. It wasn't me. Alex is
Give me-
in the thing where we're all sitting on a staircase. Vernon
That's Syracuse.
put it in in.
I figured it
That's
out.
all up everybody.
I got it. I figured it
I
out.
thought it was funny. It looked pretty
It was
funny.
funny.
I didn't know.
Merry
I
Christmas.
didn't know it was
guys.
going to change it for all of you.
Merry Christmas, guys. You
Yeah.
guys excited for Christmas?
I
Yeah.
I'm
am.
excited.
I'm really excited.
Mostly excited for my son, obviously.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? But
As a
like, I'm
parent.
super excited to just give him all of his presents. Like, oh
Yeah.
my god, I can't wait! Can't wait to see what he got from like other family members, like just stuff like that. Just to see him super excited. That's like the best part about Christmas for me as an adult. You know?
yeah.
And
Easy.
then this is my first year with my girlfriend, so like getting her presents too, and just see it, like just be like,
What'd you get her?
yes, you know. I only got her a couple things. I ended up getting a Valhalla for her because she really, 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 really wanted that shit. And I was just like, I even said this to her. I was like, I ended up buying you. I've been waiting for this game for.
You told her?
No, I already gave it to her. I gave it to her
Oh.
yesterday. Actually, like just yesterday, so I brought it over to her. But like that, I only gave her one gift so far. That's
Yeah.
But that's all I gave. I was like, here, because like all weekend, bro, she's been like on Xbox Game Pass looking for a new RPG to play like all weekend, and I'm sitting there like, that looks cool. Like in my head, I'm like, you ain't gonna be playing none of this shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Don't get too invested in this.
right?
Don't buy
but,
anything.
Like, so that's especially why I gave it to her a little bit early. But like, I was saying, I've been waiting for this game for so goddamn long, and I bought it for her first. So I'm like,
Yeah,
be
you
happy,
get
like
to it.
feel special, feel like. I'll get to it eventually. I might even like sneak away and play hers on her Xbox if she's sleeping or something. But like, I'm really excited for like the things I got for Kai Kai. Just like obviously it's not about the presents nothing, but like he's so well behaved all goddamn year long. He's like an angel, and I just love rewarding him and like showing him look that you know what I mean. Like especially like, obviously you reward him throughout the year, but like I'm just excited.
I love, especially at Kai's and Tyler's the same age, I love listening to them all year just to kind of like know, you know, like, hey, man, I've been paying attention. I've heard what you said. Like, I got it in my head. Like,
Right.
I know what you want, you know, like
Sit
I
there
picked up on
watching-
the hints.
Watching
Yeah.
TV with them or something, and he sees a commercial, he's like, whoa, and I'm
Exactly.
Vernon's just like,
Mental note. Mental note. I get
Write
it.
that
We
down.
do have we have a strict rule in my house. We don't open any presents for Christmas. And like,
Really?
oh man, nothing.
Rules are
you don't
for
even do the
chumps.
one before, like the
Yeah,
one
you
on
gotta do
Christmas
the one
Eve?
on Christmas Eve.
We'll
man.
probably do one on Christmas Eve, but I'll tell you, like, my presents for me have been in my closet like this whole time. They've been sitting in my closet, and I'm just like, okay, this is fine. Like I never even went to go for them. Like I don't even look down. I don't even know if any of the boxes say what is on them. I just don't look down. I just move on with life. I'm pretty good about that.
Save for Christmas.
I'm pretty good at like just waiting.
You don't
for it
want
all.
the
Yeah.
spoilers.
I don't. I'm the same way. I don't.
I
like,
love
I'm
seeing
cool
it
with
all under the
Christmas
tree.
Eve one, but
Yeah, the Christmas Eve one's a tradition, but I love seeing them all under the tree, as many as I can get, just like stuffed under there.
Have you always
So-
been that way, or is that something you've grown into? Like when you were a kid, would you try to like?
I think when I was a kid, I did it 1 year. I spoiled myself, and it really spoiled Christmas for me. And like
Oh.
ever since then, I've been like,
yeah.
because as a kid, I actually kind of remember it because my mom got me a GameCube.
Oh, okay.
And I remember I peaked like weeks before, okay?
Okay.
And then I went in, and when I opened it Christmas morning, I just wasn't a good actor, I guess. Like I remember looking at my mom, and she was disappointed because I wasn't excited. And I was like, oh, I ruined that for her,
Yeah.
So I think
because you
ever
knew
since
you
then,
were
I've
getting
been-
it, so
Exactly. Like so I
Right.
think ever since
Yeah.
then I was
that's
like,
heartbreaking.
Yo, I remember the one time, this isn't Christmas related. I think I might have even told you guys, like, it was for Easter getting Budokai 2. And, like, I remember, like, it was in my parents' closet, like, a week early, and I saw it in there. And my dad caught me in there, like, just looking at, like, the back. And he's like, if I catch you in here looking at this game again, I'm taking it back. And I was just like, since then, I have never been, like, sneaky on the early
Yeah.
presents or nothing either. And I'm
it'll
just like,
come.
Burnings was
It'll
out of
get-
fear. Alex was out of guilt.
Well, was that a guilt?
oh, he's going to take my game back.
Felt
Now I'm
guilty.
looking back, he should have took that game back because it was
Should've
shitty.
took that. Oh,
But
should have took that game back because you Snoop.
nah,
I
learned my
got you a
lesson.
different game. You would have been like, "What's this?"
learn my lesson.
He should have
Lessons
kept the
learned.
case and put a different game in the case. Like, I tricked you.
And it probably would have been a blessing because that game sucked.
Yeah, Budokai 2 was bad.
I do want to roll
so
into
excited.
to Christmas here. I just have just an off-wall question. What's your guys' favorite Christmas song? Like, what's
Oh,
I know
I
everybody
got an
hates
answer
Christmas
for this
songs,
right off the bat.
but like, you got one that you don't
Oh,
mind.
man.
No,
I have an unconventional one.
I think
You go.
me and yours are going to be the same, but I have a backup.
No, I don't think anybody's gonna have mine. It's
Okay.
off the wall. It's that one from SpongeBob where it's like, "This Christmas
Oh.
feels like the very."
that's
first
probably like
Christmas
top 5 for me.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Every time Kyrie watches that episode and it comes on, I'm just like, this is my favorite. Like when I think of Christmas, that's my first Christmas song.
I want to
think of.
circle back to that, Vernon, later, but we'll get through the Christmas music part because that's an amazing Christmas special. But
Yeah. Evan, what is yours?
my favorite Christmas song, and I actually just listened to it today, is Trans-Siberian Orchestra's Christmas Canon Rock. The rock
Damn.
version.
Oh, okay.
That was like
It's not
a really
one of
love
those
it.
specific.
CDs.
It is super specific. I like Canon, the song, like in general, like the
Uh-huh.
older one. I mean, it's kind of lame because it's the wedding song, but
So what?
but I love the Christmas version, the rock version in particular of it.
Yeah.
I love it. So
I like that Wizards of Winter that they do.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra in general is just
Yeah.
like
Awesome.
the Mad
Mine-
Lion, all that.
Mine is, I got two actually. Mine's either the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer cover by DMX because it's hilarious to me.
Come on, come on.
Come on.
It's just so funny to me.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That is a good one.
It's funny, man.
That is a good one. That's as
And
good
then-
as like the SpongeBob one. That's,
Yeah,
that's
it's
like
just
an
when
off
it-
the wall.
It's something like I look up at least every Christmas. I don't know whether it's to show it to people. It's not necessarily to like look at it myself, but it's to show it to somebody or just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I like that. And my other favorite is definitely The Grinch. And I think
yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Grinch song is hilarious. And I don't know why I thought about this, but like the Grinch song is hilarious because if you didn't know the context of the song, like, you didn't know who he was. It's just a dude singing about how this guy's a huge dickhead.
Yeah.
Like it has nothing to do with
European
Christmas.
What's
Like,
this?
I wouldn't
Grinch?
touch you with a 49.5 foot pole. Like, damn.
He's like, damn, this Grinch dude, not a nice.
Singing this song.
Stank-
He doesn't like this
Sucks.
guy.
Like this dude must have slept with his wife, whoever this Mr. Grinch is, man. Like,
Let's
he
be honest,
ain't
the
happy
Grinch probably
about it.
did.
But I always like the Grinch. This one is one of
Grinch
I
my
do
is
like
great,
the
dude.
Grinch.
Grinch is a good one. The two that are my favorite, it's probably Jingle Bell Rock. I really like that song, and Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. I like those.
both
Like
of
those two have always been like
There's
one of my
some
favorite, like
classics.
two of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's some classics, and I've also kind of had a love for the Chipmunk, like the Alvin and the
Oh,
Chipmunks
you
Christmas
know
song.
what, man? On some real shit,
Dude, I like
hate the Chipmunks. I'm not
man.
gonna lie, and I didn't hate the Chipmunks until I started till Kyrie was like watching
Oh,
the show, and it was like that voice all the time, and then
Yeah.
like now I don't even like. I remember Kyrie put it on, be like, "No, Kyrie, I don't want to watch Chipmunks." Like like
Yeah. Like
But
hearing
I-
that song like once a year is the perfect amount of Chipmunks.
Yeah.
I could
Right
hear it
amount
in
of
my head
Chipmunks.
though.
It's like, you ready,
Like,
guys?
this
You
is
It's
ready?
funny though, Vernon. Like,
Alvin? Alvin? Okay.
I want
I thought that though. Like, I don't like. I didn't mind Alvin and the Chipmunks, but then when they rebooted and they got more popular,
Yeah.
it's like
I remember
When
watching
they
like
start
the
singing
old
it
cartoon
constantly,
back
it's
in the
like, eh.
day.
I like the old
Uh,
cartoons. I actually like the
yeah.
the
whole
old ones
like-
are good.
I had
Yeah.
no problem with it back in the day. It's
Mhm.
like
I don't-
the
I
adult,
don't really-
the adult
I haven't
life.
seen
I'm
any of
like,
the new ones.
even to an adult, and I know this isn't Christmas, but I think Alvin and the Chipmunks, I call the Witch Doctor, is like a good song. Like, I call the Witch Doctor and dun dun dun, like that version. I like I would prefer to listen to that version than whoever sings the real version, you know. So
I think it's their voice that gets me.
Mhm.
I-
It's like,
I get
Yeah.
I get that.
That's understandable.
Understandable.
But yeah, no, I don't know if there's really any other ones though that I really like. I mean, I like
I
a
like
lot
a
of
lot of
Christmas
them.
songs.
Oh,
I like
yeah.
Christmas.
I like
I'm not a
those
hater. I
songs.
like Christmas.
There's an
songs.
iconic line in my song, bro. It's like, SpongeBob, Patrick, why'd you do this to me? Like, that's just too funny, man. You can't tell me, you can't watch that music video for that song and not just smile and enjoy it. Like, being a kid from that era, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
SpongeBob, Patrick, why'd you do this? It's just so
Chestnuts
bad.
roasting and burned to the third degree.
You're
Yeah,
right,
I
though, that
showed
whole episode's
I
big.
showed the kids that the other day, and after Olivia watched it, she's like, Santa, Santa. She was doing that.
Yo, Kyrie will be in the living room like when SpongeBob's doing his thing. He's just like, la, la, la.
I just shared a gif of that earlier today too.
He's just, like, I love that Kyrie loves SpongeBob so much. It's just so like we watch that show all the time together. It's so nice.
I
love SpongeBob.
Olivia was at my brother's the other. Gracie was at my brother's the other day, and I walked in, and my brother and his brother-in-law, they're like in their 40s, both just sitting there watching SpongeBob. No kids in the room at all.
That's me and Alex at the beach watching Teen Titans Go on the couch, just chilling, like all hung over in the morning, just watching Teen Titans
Cartoons
Go.
is good for me,
But yeah,
man.
dude, cartoons are amazing. I wouldn't blame him. I'd be doing it.
Whenever like Alex would chill like at my house for a week, like we would wake up like early in the morning and we would watch like Tom and Jerry or like whatever was on Cartoon Network at like 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning. We would just wake
Right.
up or whatever.
Just get up, chill for a little bit.
Throw
Man,
some
I'm looking
so-
forward to Christmas morning. Not like
Mhm.
this is all a different thing. Like just because I'm sure you guys are either off or getting off early tomorrow.
Yeah, I get
Yeah,
off
I'm
at 12.
I get off at 3, so like I don't get off that early, but I usually get off at 5, so I get off a little bit early.
I'm
2
off.
hours.
But like I'm excited for just being off 3-day weekend, baby. Let's
Oh,
go.
right.
I
That's
work
what I'm
Saturday.
excited for. Oh, do you?
Doesn't that
man?
suck?
Damn. See, I was since Monday. I've been looking forward to like 3-day weekend.
I had a 5-day
Like-
weekend. I had 5 days off this past
I get one
weekend.
next week too,
So-
I think as well.
I have
Yeah,
a 6-day weekend.
New
if
Year's
we're gonna-
Day.
I
We'll
do
do
not
this.
work the Saturday of New Year, so I do have a 3-day weekend next week.
Right.
Yeah.
Another
Yeah, I've-
3-day weekend.
I have a 6-day week this
Hold
week.
up. Need to make sure I
Nice.
didn't miss
I have off tomorrow, Christmas, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Damn.
Damn.
Do you have off
I
New Year's
took-
Day as well?
No, I have off. Well, it's New Year's Day Saturday.
No, New Year's Day's
Oh.
Friday.
Right.
No, I don't have off New Year's Day.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, we close early, but it doesn't affect me because I'm always in so early, so it doesn't like affect my schedule at all.
Gotcha.
Man,
So-
who's buying cars on Christmas Day or New Year's Day?
Yeah, we're closed.
And people buying cars all the goddamn time.
People apparently were
drinking
buying
the
cars
night
during
before.
the snowstorm the other day.
I believe it.
Dude, we
Because
had
they
to
said
send
we
people
sold, like,
away.
Got anything that'll get me the hell out of here?
He said they sold like 3 cars during the storm, bro. I was like,
We closed.
I
We
mean,
shut
They were
man.
looking
You
at
know what?
something else before it started, and as it started, they're like, you know what, Matt? I actually might look at something over here that might get me out of this shit.
Give me the
I
truck.
need a
Give me
truck.
one of them trucks.
Give me a Tacoma now.
There's probably someone with like a wad of cash, like, I'm going to get a deal on one of these vehicles right now.
Right
And the
now.
salesman's just like, it's
I
like
need to go
snow at 2
home.
feet. It's like, I can't go lower than like still trying to like.
I
He's
can
like, I'm
lower it
trying
by
to go home.
$100.
Yeah, probably. I don't know, man. I couldn't go in, but I was snowed in, bro. I couldn't even go in that shit.
We were
That's off,
closed.
thankfully.
They closed early Wednesday, and then Thursday the store was completely closed. Now I did go in to do snow removal,
Yeah.
but like the store was closed. Like no customers were there or not.
I didn't go in Wednesday or Thursday, man.
I had a buddy drive me. in, and he's got a big old yeehaw fucking truck. So
I got a big old yeehaw
Hey.
truck.
Yeehaw.
he was like, I'll pick you up, and I was like, he lives decently close. He lives right down in Randall Hill, so I was like, all right, man, swing in, let's go.
Let's roll.
Yeah, like fucking that'd be good.
I mean, there's always someone around here with a truck.
Yeah,
I feel like everyone around here knows someone with a truck.
everybody knows someone with a truck.
I got like 3 people on my
That
frequent
dude
contact
regrets
list.
that he bought a truck because of that. Hey, could
I've-
I
you know,
borrow your
I've always
truck?
wanted-
Your truck, though?
Maybe not like wanted a truck, but it's like one of those things where it'd be cool to have one, but I
I'll own
would
a truck.
never use it practically. I mean, I'd haul something maybe once a year, if that. Like, it's
I'll probably
probably worth it.
someday.
Yeah, I wouldn't like. You would only use it once or
Yeah.
twice, like that. You really need it or something.
I think I'd get a motorcycle before I got a truck.
Oh, I'm definitely getting a motorcycle. I'm getting a motorcycle real soon.
Real soon?
Real soon.
Yeah, we talked about this before.
talked-
Did we talk about this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we talked about this before.
Oh,
I got one picked out and everything.
I
Yeah.
do remember you saying that. Okay. I feel like you
What was the
told
next
us
thing?
what it was as well.
But Wyatt's ready to move on. He don't want to talk about my motorcycle.
Hey, I figured we would stay on Christmas stuff. Unless
fine,
it's a
just
Christmas present. Is it your Christmas present?
You
to
gonna get yourself a
Oh, I
motorcycle for
hope
Christmas?
so. I hope it's my Christmas present from Marissa.
Well, could a motorcycle fit in the
I'd take that as a no.
I think that she's a real good hider of things. She also told me she didn't give me a PS5, but we'll see.
Yeah, she put all these like fake presents in the closet, and you haven't like checked them at all. But there's actually been like a motorcycle right out front this
Yeah,
whole
just
time, and you haven't
chilling
noticed it.
somewhere, and you just been walking past it the whole time. She just has like this like cover over it that matches with the wall perfectly, so it's like you can't even notice. It's camouflaged.
It's like
It's just covered with like a sheet.
I hope so.
Where did
Well,
that come?
hope
Was that
so.
been there the whole time?
you're gonna wake
Ah.
up Christmas morning to this.
She just revving it in the living room.
Right under the Christmas tree.
My dad will get his gifts.
Alex, if you get a motorcycle, can you promise to like while you're riding around go?
Put in my eye. I'm gonna put a card in the spoke, even though it does it by
Just gonna tear it to shreds.
I can rip that card up. Nobody can stop me from doing that, man. You'll have
That's
to ask
true.
me to not. You'll have to ask me to stop doing it.
Every day he's gonna put a new baseball card right in there. Every morning before he goes to work, he's gonna be like, put that baseball card in there.
I'm
it'll
gonna start
fly
using
out
regular
before he
playing
leaves.
cards here soon. It's getting expensive buying all these baseball cards.
There's gonna be a big ass pile of baseball cards at the gas
Classic
station right there. It's all gonna fly off as he pulls out.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways,
But let's talk about Christmas specials because Vernon is so happy about the SpongeBob one because that's definitely one of my favorite Christmas specials in general. Do you guys got any that are like must sees or ones that you look forward to every year?
Definitely, man. I actually just watched a couple of them. I watched the Rudolph. of course, the old school.
Always
I'm gonna
did.
talk
And,
about that one here in a second.
It's Christmas, Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown's Christmas. I watched that as well. And like every single time, both movies, like Rudolph and Charlie Brown, I'm like, they treat these guys like shit for no reason. Like Charlie Brown is picked on the whole damn time. And it's just like, he's a nice kid, man. Like, why are you picking on him? Just because he's bald?
It's jam.
They don't even say anything about him being bald. But they
It's the
just
same
pick
with
on him.
Rudolph. Like, well, he's
Well,
got a
yeah,
red nose,
but-
so what?
Yeah. They kick him up. They don't let him play any games.
Even
bro.
his dad's just kind of like,
The
oh, we're
coach
gonna have
was
to do
like,
something about this.
You gotta go home. You can't. You distracted people.
It's
So-
distracting.
Olivia is obsessed with the Rudolph special right now, and when I say I have seen this 7 or 8 times in the last week, I'm not exaggerating. I probably have seen it at least 8 times. And Santa's kind of a dick in that movie.
Oh, absolutely.
He
A little
is.
bit.
Like right
It's like,
away.
I'm disappointed.
He
in you.
walks right in. He's like, "Oh, we're gonna have to fix that. He's not gonna be part of my team with that."
He
red
listens
nose."
to the song that the elves
Yeah.
wrote for him specifically, and he's just like, "All right, we're done. We're done here."
They
Are we
put
done?
on this
Are we
like
done?
big production for him, just for him, and he's just kind of like, well, it could use some work. I'm
The
pretty
best
sure he
part
says
of
that.
the Rudolph is Yukon Cornelius, bro.
Look at his
Yeah, he
pickaxe.
With the axe, where he like drops it, he's like. He licks the salt, like try to like, dude, it's hilarious every time.
Yeah, man,
I love
it's,
that shit.
It's crazy.
He does
watching.
it like 5 times throughout the
Oh,
whole
he does.
movie. He's like throws the pickaxe into the ground.
Just picks it up and licks it. But yeah, there's a lot of things in those older movies that would not fly today. Like, you could not show something, not show it, but it wouldn't pass like production right now.
Yeah.
Like we were watching the old the Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and there's a
Yeah.
whole song about like sitting on my lap and giving me a kiss. Like you like today in today's society, like you couldn't get away with like an adult.
That was
people
never
stop
one of
taking
my
that into
favorites.
What's that?
One of like the. Oh, what'd you say, Alex?
Yeah.
Just tell people stop taking it out of context.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, it's just crazy the way I am now trained to think. Like when I see
Yeah.
stuff like that, like now when I saw that, I'm like, that would not fly today. Like obviously, I'm not like offended by it or anything because I get it. Like I get that they're not, you know.
Listen, I actually heard Baby It's Cold Outside. It came on my work and I was like, didn't they ban this song? Apparently not, because that shit still plays.
I just heard about that today. Someone said it was rapey. Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh man, that was a last year thing. People were
Yeah.
saying
I
how
must have missed it.
it was getting banned because and listen, there are some suggestive lyrics and I was like, dude, it was written like it wasn't intended like that. Like I get it. I totally
what are the lyrics in
understand.
question?
Just she's like, I really got to go, and he's like, baby, it's cold outside. She's
Just
like,
Pretty
no, I
much just
really
trying to
can't
get her to
stay.
stay.
And he's like,
Like-
she's like, no, baby, it's cold outside. Basically, he's just like, no, you got to be here, you know.
Yeah, he's not taking no for an answer.
But I don't know.
Okay.
It just wasn't meant like that. man. It was
Yeah.
a different time.
It's
it was a
supposed to
time
be
when men
romantic. I
were-
get it. Like,
Should somebody do it today? No, absolutely not. But different time. There's such things as the times.
yeah.
Watch the Grinch though too, like the old school
Dude,
one.
The
That's one
Grinch.
I watched too.
The old
Both
school Grinch
Grinches
is
are my favorite Christmas movies. Both of them.
Mm-hmm.
The Jim Carrey one and the.
I love the Jim Carrey one.
The old
I
school.
love the old school.
Yeah,
one
I
too,
love the
man.
old one too. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
it
we get into
provides a nice
Christmas movies.
backstory.
If
And they
we
do it
start
in a good
talking
way.
about That.
Oh man, Marissa just watched the Jim Carrey one the other night.
I have not watched it. I'll probably watch it tomorrow.
It's good. It's so good. I mean,
Something else. I've watched Home Alone so far,
I love
and
Home Alone.
Nightmare Before Christmas. We watched that the other day.
See, I usually watch that on Halloween, and I know
we
it's a
missed
Christmas
it.
movie.
We didn't get to watch it on Halloween.
It's definitely a Christmas movie, but I'm more of a Halloween person for me.
It's a good one. Nonetheless.
It's a dual thing. You can watch it on
It,
both.
it is
It's
100%.
I haven't got a
thing.
chance to watch Die Hard yet, though.
I will probably not watch Die Hard,
I'll watch Die
even though it is a great Christmas movie. I ain't arguing that. The Muppet Christmas Carol is another one I'll watch. I usually watch that every
That's a good
year.
one. Watched that
Yeah.
last year. I remember.
Scrooge I usually watch. Frosty I usually watch.
I haven't seen Frosty in quite a while.
Yeah.
I need to watch
I
Christmas
watched that
Vacation.
already
Usually
like
watch
twice.
once a year.
Bill Murray Scrooge. That's a movie you guys should all watch. That's a great
It's a good
Christmas
one.
movie.
I like that one.
I just like Bill
there's
Murray.
just like there's so many Christmas movies.
There's a lot of
A lot.
Christmas.
There's a
movies.
lot.
I started late this year. Waited till like we just started them last week. I want to watch Jingle All the Way too. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Oh
love that
yeah, that's a good movie.
People always say how terrible it is, but I love
No
that.
way, that's a
It's
great
a
movie.
good Christmas movie. Like put that cookie down.
Don't.
And, like Phil Hartman is just like that asshole neighbor is trying to get with his wife.
the whole time too.
Oh, I did
Presents are
watch.
safely nestled under the tree. Dude,
we
that
watched a little
was-
bit of the National Lampoon's.
Christmas
See, that's
Yeah.
one I don't usually watch, and I know
Really?
it's like
I love
considered
that
a great.
movie.
I
It was
don't
just on
usually-
TV. Like we didn't sit and watch it, but it came on, and we just kind of like, one of those kinds of things.
That's one I usually watch every year.
That's
I
good.
like it. Like I've seen it. I've seen it a bunch of times. I usually don't. Like, it's just not something I usually seek out. You know.
yeah,
Yeah,
I can get
I
that.
usually try to save Christmas Story for like Christmas Day.
I
usually
always
don't
watch
watch.
Christmas Story on Christmas Day because you can't get away from it. It's on somewhere.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
on
I think
somewhere.
TBS
That's why I end
yeah,
watching it.
TBS. like,
Someone's
runs it
got it
for
on.
hours.
Like even if
Yeah.
you don't go anywhere this year, if someone's still gonna have it on, you're gonna end up watching it somehow.
Oh, you're right. I might not watch it. This might be the first year I get away from it.
I'd be okay with it.
Oh,
Ho ho ho!
Just kicks that kid in the head.
I don't have.
That's probably my favorite one, bro. Like the one that, like, just because of how many times I've seen it in my childhood, like that's probably the only one that I personally have seen like every year. I don't really,
That's one that
I don't go
has
out of my way to
grew
watch.
on me because I remember
Yeah.
not liking it much as a kid, but as I got older, I actually started to really like
My
it.
dad loves the shit out of it, so like his love of it has made me love it so much. You know.
Yeah,
I don't know why at my grandparents because at my grandma's it was always on, and everyone always kind of like paused whenever they're like, "Mommy, Daddy's gonna kill Ralphie." I don't know why that line in particular. Everyone wanted to hear that line, but that was the one that everyone was waiting for. And then after that, it just became background noise again.
yeah. That's usually what it is. I remember, I think it was Christmas Eve. It was like years and years ago. It was at my dad's place, and we were all up playing Scrabble.
hmm
Not Scrabble. We were playing. Yeah, we played Scrabble, and then we played Dominoes, and we played it for hours. And I remember like going through the whole movie like a couple times, like because it was just on repeat on TBS or whatever. But I just remember it just like rolling through a couple times after playing like board games and shit.
Bro, I don't even know how to play dominoes.
Really?
Dominoes. It's been a
Never
while
know.
since I played.
Never learned, man.
You pretty much just match the number of the dominoes to the
Yeah.
next one. Like,
Do you like get a certain
That-
number of dominoes?
yeah, you draw. What is it? You draw like 7 or whatever.
I don't remember, but you got to pick one up every time you lay
Yeah.
one down.
And then do you get points depending on what you match?
I forget.
I think so. I forget how it is, man. It's been so long since I played.
Yeah, I forget how that works. I remember my grandma had it was a rummy cube. It was kind of like rummy but with dominoes. It was
I love me
interesting.
some rummy though.
Yeah,
I like rummy.
it was interesting. Yeah, that's how I learned how to play rummy actually. And then I didn't know that was a card game because we played it when I was a kid. And then I was this is just a card game. Okay.
We played Scrabble and Guess Who at my grandma's all the time. That was like our game.
Scrabble. I love Scrabble.
I do love Scrabble.
Such an easy
Scrabble.
game. But there's like
Easy,
another
fun.
layer of complexity underneath it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like make a word, but then there's like the crazy like technical parts like, well, you got to match it up on these specific
Defense, man. That's how I
Yeah.
win Scrabble all the time. DDD. Like you're not getting that double letter because I'm gonna block it with a stupid word. Defense.
Nobody's getting this.
Nobody's
letter.
getting that.
I'm not getting the triple points. No one is.
That's right,
No,
man.
but
Defense wins championships.
I'm gonna say another. It's kind of related to the SpongeBob one, and I was trying to watch it, and it is impossible to find them without paying for it. But the Fairly Odd Parents Christmas episode is really good.
Yeah,
The Christmas
good
Every
one,
Day
too.
one.
I don't remember a lot of those Christmas specials.
Oh man, I watched those
Bro.
on repeat constantly as a kid.
This is random, but we should play Parcheesi online.
Online?
I'm
Right
looking
now?
It up. I'm looking it up right now. Okay.
We're just gonna play right now.
We'll do
All right,
virtual
we can do it
Parcheesi.
next.
Look,
Next,
I'm
man.
looking it up right now. Okay.
We're gonna play some parties.
Because you guys, you're sitting here talking about board
We
games.
could do
and
that
shit,
for
and
a
I have you-
squad night, like on a
Right.
Monday night. We could do
Like, I
that.
have you
shit.
Let's
thinking.
do it,
I've seen
Parcheesi.
videos of like Ninja and Courage and all them on YouTube, like getting drunk and playing Uno online. Like they're all on their own separate shit, but they're playing Uno. You know what I mean? But they're all like just getting wasted and putting like wagers on the matches and shit. Like, you know what I like real money like on their own, but like putting wagers on the fucking matches.
I'll do a drunk
Yeah.
Uno match.
No,
That'd be fun.
Parcheesi.
Parcheesi. I'll do it.
Parcheesi. I'll do both.
Me and Brittany played Uno the other night, and it was just me and her. We went probably 3 or 4 rounds where we won, like where someone won within like 5 or 6
Couple
turns. It
Yeah,
was
just couple
weird.
turns.
Like, you know, usually when it's 2 people, it's like it goes on forever because there's,
Yeah.
you know, you're reverse. It's crazy.
Reverse.
But yeah, there was one game that I looked at my hand and I'm like, you're gonna hate me. Like, I'm gonna win in 2 turns with this hand. Like I
I'm
played,
going to destroy you. Sorry,
played-
what I'm
pretty
about to
much-
do to you.
the only reason I didn't win on the one turn is that my one I just had, instead of like another reverse, I just had another random like number. But
Mhm.
other than that, I think I laid them down. I had 2 cards left, and one of them was a wild, so it was like a guaranteed win. It was crazy. But yeah,
It's been a minute since I played Uno.
yeah, it was a while for me too. The cards are a bitch to shuffle. Like, I don't know why they're just thick, and there's so many of them.
That's what
Taking
she
chunks.
Kind of a random fact, but yeah, if anyone was interested, Uno cards are a bitch to shuffle. But
What do you
Yeah.
got next, Evan? 'Cause I know
I
you
got-
had like a.
we got a ton of
bunch of
things we can talk
Christmas
about that are
stuff.
Christmas related.
Let's keep doing it. Go down the list.
All right. So Alex was kind of talking about like spoiling presents. So that was probably a really good present that you got, Alex, that year. I mean, minus the context of you already knowing you got it. Like,
Yeah.
Is there a present that you guys have gotten mainly as a kid, you know, because I feel like as an adult you kind of end up getting better presents just by sheer having more money for yourself,
Yeah.
or, you know. But like as a kid, is there a present that you remember getting that just like blew your minds or was just the best present ever? Anything
Yeah.
that stands out?
I got one.
All right.
When I was, I think, 3rd grade. And it's nothing like crazy huge, but I just loved it. My mom bought me like a big Batmobile from the George Clooney Batmobile movie, which isn't a good movie, but I loved that Batmobile. And I remember like after Christmas, he always did like show and tell, and he brought it in. I was just like walking through the halls with this Batmobile. It was huge, like
Check
in
out
my arms. I was,
Batmobile.
look at his Batmobile.
Look at this
I loved
shit.
that Batmobile.
He's like, look at that Batmobile.
Look at his Batmobile.
Mine's
I was
kind
super
of in
hyped.
like the similar vein. I remember getting like, you know, like those fucking like play sets. I remember getting like a Ninja Turtles like sewer one
yeah.
where it was like looked like the whole sewer, like where they lived, and had like the couch and it had like a ton of shit. And I remember having like the Ninja Turtle action figures and everything. That or like when I first got my like electric guitar for the first time. That was
okay.
That was great too. That was one of my best Christmas presents.
Man, I remember being little and getting the PS1, not the PS1, the
I-
chunky one, like the PS1
Mhm.
Slim.
Oh,
I
yeah.
I got that and all 3 Crash Bandicoot games and all 3 Spyro games all at once. And I
Damn.
remember just being like,
What do I do with all
just
this?
like
It's overload.
I remember like I played all of that shit like so much, just loving it. Like, you know what I mean? Like that was probably the one. It's because I was so young too.
Mhm.
That was like
Yeah.
I had an N64. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember. But like I just remember getting the PS1
Mhm.
with all them games and just and
Yeah.
it was really just 2 packs. Like they must have went to the store and got like a combo pack of Crash games, a combo pack of Spyro games. It's like, you know how they had them weird cases that were
Mhm.
like 3 deep. It
Yeah,
was like those, the big
Yeah.
thick
I remember
cases.
those.
With all
I never
3
got the like feeling of getting like a console like the PS1 like that when I was younger because
Oh.
my brothers were older than me, so they were already had them at that point.
Oh.
So it's like I remember having the PS1 and getting games for it at the time, and I also remember like when the original thick Xbox, like the
Mhm.
old one with the old Duke controller.
man.
I remember my brother getting that and like coming home and he was opened up, had Halo with it and everything. Like I remember that specifically, him unboxing that.
Dude, my parents knocked it out of the park when it came to like, we couldn't get much, but when it came to Christmas, they almost always hit the nail on the head. Vernon, like we got the PlayStation 1 year, and they prefaced it like, this is a family gift. It's not for you, it's not for you, it's everyone.
That's how you know it's
And
a big gift.
And it came with the SpongeBob game, the one that they just
Battle for
remade.
Bikini Bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, me and Bree played so much of that. But
That was for PS1.
that was PS1.
That was on PS2.
Wait, then there was another one before that. Then
I'm sure there was.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know. Maybe it was PS1. I have no
it was
idea.
terrible. It was hard and it was awful, but I loved it.
It's still
but-
hard on the current system.
I remember I got a play 1 year. I got it was like near the end of the life cycle of the PlayStation 2, but they were like, Evan, you're only getting one gift this year, and I'm like, okay. And it was the PlayStation 2 with Budokai 3. That was
Hell
awesome.
yeah.
But like
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
the biggest one that I remember, and this I don't even know. I wasn't expecting it, which I think is what made it so special. So like me and Bree at the time, we had like Game Boy Colors and stuff, and the Game Boy Advance was already out, and we didn't have one at all. And then 1 year, me and Bree both got Game Boy Advance SPs the year they came out, and then we both got like, I got Ruby, she got Sapphire. Like that was awesome because I was just not expecting it. Like I didn't think, I just heard about them. I didn't think we were ever going to get one. And then it was like, these old ass Game Boy Advances are nothing compared to this one with a backlight.
Oh, the SP was awesome.
I loved it. I still have it somewhere. Like
I have my SP too.
yeah, that thing was a tank. Like how it
And my
folded up.
DS.
Like there was,
I have your DS, man.
Yeah.
I tell you every fucking podcast. Swing on in. I'm here. I had the next 6 days off.
Evan, you still got that charger?
for a DS.
Yeah.
I got a DS. It's a 3DS charger. I don't know if it'll work.
Fuck.
Worth a shot. Well, wait, but I have a
Absolutely
3DS.
work.
I might need it.
Buy it on Amazon. I mean, $10.
You can borrow it. I mean, I haven't played my
I
DS
can
and
buy a goddamn
months.
DS on Amazon for $10.
You think? No.
not a. I mean, a DS maybe.
Let's find out. I'm just curious at this point.
Yeah, I got a 3DS like near the end of the life cycle too. It was super cheap, but
I actually never got any of those. I never even had a DS other than the one I had for.
I never got a DS
Vernon.
either. I was like 23 when I got that. I mean, I just got that Switch.
I never had a DS.
I used to play a shitload of Mario Kart on that thing on the bus.
Yeah, I think the only time I played a DS was Vernon's, for the most part.
That's
not
one
terrible,
Christmas
but-
present. That's one Christmas. Well, how much are they?
$60 to $65 for the light version, which is the one I have.
Yo, the one that you're talking about, like I remember that was a Christmas present that I picked. I think I've even told this story to you guys. Christmas Eve, I like got lucky.
Oh.
I was like, that box, and it was the
And your
DS, and I
parents are probably
stayed
like,
up
"Shit."
all night, bro.
Bro, it would have been
All night
funnier if
playing
it wasn't like a BS with a pack-in game, and you just
You
had
just
to
had
do
You
a
just have the
DS,
game.
you couldn't
I
do
know, right?
anything with
And
it.
they're like, nope, no more.
that.
Damn.
Good thing that shit came with Mario Kart.
Or if you like just pick the game
Yeah.
and you're like,
Oh,
don't even
no.
have
I feel
it.
like with Budokai 2, just looking at it. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
I can't wait to maybe play this someday.
I can't wait to maybe play this.
Oh, this is interesting. I don't have this system. You know what I mean? Like,
What about
Mom, I
what do
think you
expect me to
messed
do with
up.
this?
I think you messed up.
Or you can get the DS Lite Limited Pikachu Edition for $135.
That doesn't sound
Oh.
bad for a limited edition thing.
I want the Mario edition.
Hmm.
That's what Vernon has. Let's see how much Vernon's is worth. Maybe I won't
Dude.
give it to him.
DS games though are expensive.
It's all broken and shit.
Like rubber bands around it.
Yeah, bro.
Alex, look up a sealed Pokemon Heart Gold or Soul Silver.
No, Evan, I'm doing something. I just told you.
You look it up.
Whenever you're done,
You look it up.
You look
I'll look it up. I got a computer in front of me.
Brand new, $80.
That's it. That's it. I thought it'd be worth more than that. That's bullshit.
Brand new with
So it's 20
everything.
$20 more than the used
Yeah.
other one.
Exactly.
My internet isn't loading. You guys are taking it all up. There it is.
Wow, this guy's high. This guy for opened wants $300.
He's like, he sees the value in it.
It says
like-
your pick $299, but I can get it for brand new for $79.99 or pre-owned for $65.99.
Yo,
Message him and be like, what's so special about this one?
What's
so
so
special?
special?
he's
Who
like,
owned
yo,
this?
have you seen it? It's red. It's got Mario logo on it. You're like, bro, send him a screenshot of the other one for $80.
He's like, man, Mario actually owned this. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait.
Mario touched this. I'm gonna get a
Mario-
drink real quick. We'll be right back.
I looked up Pokemon Heart Gold sealed, and this person has a listing that says that it's sealed, but the picture is of it out of the box. Like it's literally
Screen share that shit. I gotta see this.
it's here. Hold up. There. It says new sealed with Pokewalker. That's not sealed.
Bro, what the fuck?
That's not sealed at all. Look at this. Do they know what sealed means?
That one's just factory seal.
I mean, factory sealed means the film is on the outside.
Yeah,
of
that's
the,
what I'm saying.
like this
yeah.
one is like $2,000. This one's like $700. That's sealed. This guy. But yeah, dude, that's crazy. That's the second eBay or second thing we've looked up on eBay in a row. Because we what did we look up last episode? It was the Funko.
Those Vegetas.
Yeah, dude. Freaking $5,000 for a piece of plastic. I get it. People spending $50,000 on a Pokemon card.
Steering us back on track a little bit. I did think of a couple Christmas things.
Okay.
The Office Christmas specials are always one of
Oh,
my favorites.
We
as
just
well.
watched one the other day. We just turned on The Office randomly, and it just happened to be the Christmas episode. It was great.
Yeah, the Christmas specials for those are pretty decent.
Mm-hmm. Those ones are good.
I do like the one where Jim hits Dwight with the snowball.
That's the
and
one we
then
watched.
Dwight ensues to just pummel Jim with snowballs the whole rest of the episode.
I don't get why
I'm
Jim thought
scared.
it was a good idea to bring in a lacrosse stick.
Yeah,
Like, he could have just thrown it.
yeah,
he breaks the window.
that was a good one. He goes out and like all the snowmen are out there and everything.
Stabs it
at
with
the
an
end.
umbrella. And Dwight's
Yeah,
just
man,
standing
all
on the
those are
roof.
good. Like the Benihana Christmas or whatever it is,
Mhm.
like the where they go to the Benihana.
He marks his girlfriend.
with yeah,
He couldn't tell her apart. Oh, that's awful.
classic.
Yeah, those are all
Classic.
good.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of some more. Like I do remember because I loved Home Improvement as a kid. I do remember the Christmas episodes for Home Improvement where he's always like trying to outduel the neighbor with Christmas lights, and like throughout the episode he's just like coming through with like this huge shit. And like I remember like he has this huge red ball, and like what is that for? He's like, oh, this is Rudolph's nose. And like it's kind of like the Christmas Vacation where like it's just like blinding the whole
Mhm.
street and stuff. And you know, as Tim Allen, like Tim Taylor, he's falling off the roof and getting electrocuted and shit.
Huh?
But like that one I kind of remember fondly as well. But I mean, like there's so many Christmas specials.
There's so
Pretty
many.
pretty much everything had a Christmas special at one point or another.
Yeah, I guess I remember the Nickelodeon ones just more. I guess just because when that was in my like prime.
Yeah, the other
Christmas
ones I
loving
really do
years.
remember is like SpongeBob when it comes to Nickelodeon ones.
I remember the Fairly Odd
some
Parents one where he like
Fairly
gets all
Odd
the
Parents one is
benefits and
really
shit.
good. That
Yeah.
one- just the whole like wishing that it was Christmas every day, and it just shows like how much that would suck. Like, yeah, it sounds like a good idea, but you know that's the whole point. It's one day. Like, you don't appreciate it when it's every day. The song's good too.
I'll have to rewatch that. That's fun.
Fairly Odd Parents is one of my favorite old school cartoons
yeah,
that
dude.
doesn't get enough attention.
I was also
Yo,
trying to.
Wyatt,
Brittany
need to
never
watch
watched the, or she doesn't remember watching the Channel Chasers episode,
Ah,
like the
good
special.
episode.
And I wanted to
Yeah.
show her because I forget what I was trying to show her about, but she doesn't remember any of it. How like they go through all the different like cartoon styles.
Bro, I remember watching that shit like when it premiered.
Mm-hmm.
I remember like the build up and everything.
I
like,
loved how the end was Dragon Ball too. Like it was totally just Dragon Ball at the end.
Yeah.
But I was trying to find it, and it's nowhere without like there is. I'm sure it's on like uTorrent, but I didn't get into that. But
Yeah.
I could not find it anywhere without having to pay money for it. Like it's crazy how much like Viacom's got that on lockdown.
Yeah.
Viacom.
And then I think it was the separate one where there was like the crossover of Jimmy Neutron.
But those ones were good too.
Yeah.
The crossover. The most ambitious crossover.
Dude, I think that was a good that was ambitious. Like they had to
NBA got
remodel all
nothing
those
on that.
characters. Like Jimmy Neutron was a good show.
Yeah.
Oh
Jimmy
yeah.
Neutron was. It's not
You know,
as
what
good
cracks
as
me up is they have all these covers of songs with Carl Weezer, bro, on YouTube,
God.
and they're hilarious. Like I don't look them up; they just somehow pop up every now and then,
That's
and I have
because
to
you
click
watch
on
them.
it. Maybe, and then they're like, "We'll just save these again till
Like
some
why
other
it's in the
time we'll
mood
have
for a Carl Weezer cover. Let's just
He'll
That's
be
like-
back.
Bro, I find them because like I was telling that the other night. I'll be going through YouTube. I see like the regular shit, and then once you get a little deeper, that's when you get like those gems that are only like 10 seconds or 30 seconds or some shit where you're like, all right, this is gonna be hilarious.
You're like, what is this?
Bro.
It's got 10 million views and it's 13
They
seconds
never
long.
fail. They never fail.
there's
But then
this
you get
whole,
some
like
like you got in a dark, like deep YouTube where you see some just like
you get into
how
the
to
dark
slap
side.
Betty views.
Like you were saying the other
It's
night, you just gotta
ridiculous shit.
stop.
Yeah. Like, all right, I gotta put this down.
There's this channel that's called I'm a Vegeta, where it just takes these like random off the wall Vegeta quotes, and they're the videos are only like 10 or 30 seconds, like a minute max. But that's so rare. But like they make no sense. But like the title is something, and then it's like Vegeta responding to it. It's so stupid, but like yeah, I get into those once in a while too. But like the weird side of YouTube, man.
Man. I love it because I always look for it because they don't come up too often. They're never like in a row most of the time. Where like I'll be scrolling, I'm just looking for one. Like I know one's coming up, and they never disappoint, man.
Wyatt can't look up Weezer videos on YouTube anymore.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna be Carl Weezer, bro.
Did you mean Carl?
Carl?
No.
YouTube's like, oh, okay.
Yes, you did. Here.
You did.
Bro,
Beverly
here's
Hills
the
by
s-
Carl Weezer.
On a side note, did you guys see the I know you don't really care. I don't really care to be honest, but I thought it was really fucking cool. Fortnite put out this little they released Black Panther as a skin,
Mhm.
and there's this little trailer for the release of the skin where they have like a couple seasons ago they added the big panther
Okay.
in the game. So it's been in the game for a while, like the big like statue of it. It's been in the game for a while. They just released the skin, and like in this trailer, like every character like comes up, like pretty much like almost every skin they've released comes up and like a line, and they're all like looking up, and you like see Black Panther at the top of it, just like do his thing, and like they all do the Wakanda Forever. I'm just like, that's dope as shit.
That is cool.
Like it's only 29 seconds long. If you get bored, just check it out. It's pretty cool.
Hmm.
I like your background, Alex. I always feel bad for the dog. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
Max
I-
gets treated poorly.
That's good treated poorly. You all had Christmas backgrounds. I was like, oh shit. I have a Christmas background.
I've had a legit
I
Christmas
saw-
background
I
all
know.
week or all
I
month.
know I know we kind of talked about like the Grinch a little bit, but just thinking about it, like I saw an article that was like, who was the like the differences between the Grinches, and it was talking about how like the cartoon was just such an asshole. He just like just did it out of spite and everything, and like the Jim Carrey was just like he was like a genius on some sort of level.
He was just
but, like,
misunderstood.
The Jim
Just like-
Carrey
like,
one's like an
I don't know,
anti-hero.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he
What
built
about the
like
new
a
one?
crazy ass rocket by hand.
Well,
I haven't seen the
I
new
haven't seen
one,
the new
but
one.
like
It's actually not that bad. It's pretty good, to tell you the truth.
so I really
And-
wouldn't know how to.
Tyler the Creator makes a remake of the Grinch song, and it's kind of good.
I don't think I've heard it.
Yeah,
haven't
man,
heard it.
listen to it. Like, if you could just imagine Tyler the Creator's voice singing "fucking You're a Mean One," Mr. Grinch.
Now is like the new one like the same like like story, or is it something different?
Mm-mm. It's way. I mean, the premise is the same, but it's like. I mean, have you seen any modern Dr. Seuss story? Like where
Not
like
really.
they just add so much. Like there's just so much added to it.
I think we
It's-
watched the Lorax. That
it's
was one of the first
very-
few ones that
It's
started
very
coming out.
Despicable Me Minion esque, where there's like, just watch it, you'll get it. I mean, it's
got
still a
it.
good
I think I know what
film.
you're saying.
It's just very like there's just a flavor to it, but it's okay. Benedict Cumberbatch does the
Yeah.
voice and shit.
I think it's
I
made by
think
the
it's
same
like the
studio,
cartoon-
actually.
It is. It's-
Yeah.
I think they own all of the.
Hmm.
It's
I feel like the
Lumineers.
cartoon Grinch just like
Banana.
he's just so driven by rage and hate for Christmas. Like he's so like I know like Jim Carrey's just on a different level, but like
He's
cartoon
always
one,
on a different level.
the cartoon one, he's just so pissed off the whole time.
I like the cartoon.
Look at the
It's like-
face.
Yeah, I was just gonna
That's
say
what I'm
look at the
saying.
face behind Alex right
Look at his
now.
And, like,
face.
He's
and
just
like
like,
the classic like grin that he has whenever he comes up with the idea, where like the huge smirk. Like
He's even
it's
on
such-
his way to execute the plan that he wants to execute, and he's pissed off right now.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? He's just like, I'm
this
gonna
is a
take all
dumb
these
plan,
presents.
but I'm
And
gonna
then, like-
do it anyway because I
like
hate
just
Christmas.
seeing that reminds me because like he goes like Max goes over and he's hanging off the cliff, and I just remember like he just pulls him up and just stares at him in the face.
I was gonna use that picture.
He
He's
just
just looking
stares
at
at
him.
him right in the face.
This is the classic
It's
one.
off. And he just like
Poor
throws him.
Max.
Even the Jim
I
Carrey
think
one,
that's
dude.
one.
I mean, it's I don't know. They make it for kids, but like there are some scenes where I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is for kids. Like, there's a part he makes a dude kiss a dog's butthole, just like straight, like shoves a dog's asshole straight into a dude's mouth, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now, dude? And like the lady who has a crush on him is just like, oh, I like
Oh,
him,
yeah.
Harry, and I'm just like, Jesus.
She's not subtle about it.
She's
No.
not subtle.
No.
About it. He falls right in her
That's
tits
great.
in one scene.
Yeah.
He's just like, like I'm just like, Jesus. It's a kids movie, guys.
I'm pretty sure it's PG.
It's fine.
The movie's I need to watch that though.
That's
'Cause
like I know
like-
it's like objectively worse, but like the Mike Myers Cat in the Hat. Like he
Oh,
steps
God.
on a garden hoe and he calls it a dirty hoe.
Dude, he unwraps the fucking centerfold of the mom for the picture. He just like unwraps it like a Playboy. It is objectively worse though. Not
It
saying
is.
it's a terrible movie or anything, but it is like
It's not the Grinch.
it's not the Grinch.
Absolutely.
The Grinch hit just like Jim Carrey just hit like a
The Grinch has heart.
sweet spot.
Mhm.
It's got heart. Yeah,
It has heart.
the other one just it was just off the wall. It just like went
Always
completely
felt
crazy.
bad for little Grinch. Whatever he tries to
Yeah.
shave his face.
Man, and
Make fun of
listen,
him.
Cindy
got all-
Lou Who
Like, look at that hack job.
Cindy Lou Who's got like a song that came out, and that's like in our childhood that I think is a
Oh,
classic
that's a
Christmas
good
song.
song.
Yeah,
That's
Where
a
Are You
good one.
Christmas?
Christmas.
Where are you? Like that's
That
a good
hits
fucking
deep,
song.
too, you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Now she's in freaking Hailstorm, right?
Is
Or
she?
is it Pretty
Yeah,
Reckless?
she's like the-
It's one of them.
Oh,
One
I
of
just
those
watched
two.
a movie today. Actually, I started. I didn't finish it.
I think it's pretty reckless.
I think it is.
Bad
yeah.
Bad Mom's Christmas had the adult girl in it, the one we were just talking about. It had her in it, and I was like, hey, look at that. She loves Christmas movies. That's all she does now.
That's all she does.
Hey, if you find what you're good at, stick to
do
it.
Christmas movies, exactly.
Bro,
Yeah.
I don't like after seeing it so many times, like not talking about the Grinch, but like Home Alone still makes me laugh
I
laugh
love
my
Home
ass off, especially like whenever they're going through the traps. I lose it every time, dude. I lose, like that movie never gets old, especially like so many like little parts. The stories like Buzz's girlfriend, Wolf. Like it's hilarious.
Dude, speaking of those like 30-second YouTube videos, I just saw one with Home Alone where they put this cat in it. And like every scene had this cat in it. Like he's running down the hallway, the cat starts chasing him. And the scene where like Marv puts his head through the thing, the cat's just sitting there just like ready to pounce on his face. It is funny.
Hello.
Hello. But it's just the cat like shaking, like you know how cats creep all down.
Yeah.
He's like shaking his head. And then he's like, and the cat's on his face. It's pretty funny.
I'm gonna kill that kid.
I'm gonna kill that. These are the most incompetent. And listen, I actually none of them hit 1 or 2's height, but like even growing up, I always liked even like the dumb ones that got like super dumb later. I
remember watching 3.
Yeah, I think I've seen
I like 3 because
4.
3 had like 4 or 5 burglars that were coming after me.
And he has the RC car and shit.
Yeah,
and there's that
like
dude
the chip
freezing.
in it.
Yeah. I kind of liked it.
Yeah,
just
one I haven't watched since I was a kid. I might have to.
That was like it was like Saw, but not so damn gory. Like I just wanted to see what he came up with, you know.
Alex
like
is waiting
two
for him
is
to like
just as
lock
good
him
as
in a
the
room,
first
be like,
one.
"Want to play a game?"
That's listen. There's a theory going out that Kevin McAllister is the Jigsaw killer. Look that shit up, dude. That's on like creepypasta.
That sounds like a
Like-
creepypasta.
the sequel to the new one that's coming out, like the Spiral Book of Saul that was supposed to release. The sequel to that, they should put Macaulay Culkin in.
really start
Just
this
like-
fire.
Just to like
Just
add
really-
fuel to the fire. Of
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Why not, man? He could like his parents didn't love him, dude. They forgot him twice.
Yeah,
twice, man.
That's
Those are awful parents. And there's
That's-
another one that the McAllister, the dad is like part of the mafia, and they're like, how does he get so rich? Like, did you see the fucking
Dude.
McAllister's house? They got like 8 kids.
their house
Yeah.
is huge.
And they go to
Gorgeous.
France. They go to France in the first one. Like
Going to France for
they
fucking
pay for the
Christmas.
whole family to go to
For
France.
Christmas, Uncle Buck's coming. Everybody's coming.
Yeah, we're just gonna pay for a trip for everyone. Like, you want to bring your like classmates? Go for it. Like,
dude.
Like the second was just as good, but that first one is so classic. Like with John Candy, like John Candy has such a small part in it, but
Yeah.
it's like it's
Polka
memorable.
guy. Listen,
Yeah,
I
the polka guy.
I mean, we've talked about this before, but I think that that's one of those movies where I could argue that the second one is better, if not just as good as the first one. Like,
Oh, I definitely
make
agree.
art.
Yeah,
you know, there's not too many sequels that like hit the height of the first one, but that's one of them I would put in there.
yeah, I totally agree. The
That's a
second
good
one
movie.
is just as good.
The Bird Lady's
I mean-
hot.
Yeah, just like the first one with the old dude, the shoveler, like the guy that put salt on the sidewalks.
Look, he's crying about it already. Just
Bro,
think-
and it's like looking like just rewatching it, like he screams in his face like multiple times in that movie. Like they bump into each other and he just like screams right at like "Ah!" Like this poor old dude.
they're just like, oh shit.
I didn't do nothing to him. I didn't touch him.
I didn't touch him.
I didn't touch him.
I don't think I had like a neighbor growing up that I was like afraid of. Like I get
Yeah.
where the theory comes from, but I don't know if I had a neighbor I was like, oh, I don't want to go near. Actually, yeah, we did. I did. That old lady who lived near the like the hill that we used to sled down. I mean, when we got older and became teenagers, we were just disrespectful. You know what I'm talking about?
Where at?
Like at the bottom of my hill.
I was
and it
gonna say, you
like-
said the hill we used to sled down. We sled down every hill.
I know, but like if you go down my hill and like start going into the U, and
Yeah.
there was like that brown house, and it went down into like the deeper part of the U,
Okay.
and that lady lived in that brown house. She used to come out, and like we would just be like sledding behind her house, and she would just like terrorize us.
Oh, was she the one that had like the
Hey.
backyard that kind of went like into that, like the grassy area that was kind of like neutral? Like it wasn't anyone's yard.
Yeah, it was like where the most modern part of the park was made. Like if Dalton lived up here, it like
Yeah.
came down a little bit. And like Mark lived like right at that house, like
Okay.
all the opposite riders, and like
Yeah.
she lived above him, and it was a big hill.
Yeah, I gotcha. Wasn't she a foster parent to some? I feel like someone that we used to hang out with for a little bit was there. I
Dude,
don't know.
no idea, but I remember she like I hope I never get to that age where I'm just like
That's
so
cynical.
crotchety that like I can't let kids sled behind my house. But I don't know, and maybe it's just a build up. Maybe she's just had like because it drives me nuts. I go out now and like bikes and stuff are in my pathway, and they're not my kids' bikes. I'm like, whose fucking toys are these? It's my goddamn pathway.
I can get on
Turning
board
into
with this, dude. So-
Mr. Wilson from Dennis
Yeah.
the Menace.
So exactly.
Like you
Mr.
guys know where my
Wilson.
house, like how it kind of is. You know how like we kind of park on the side, like that used to be an alley like years ago, and people still walk down that. And I don't know if it's like kind of my dad in me a little bit, but I'm like, don't walk through my yard.
It's in my yard.
Like, I don't know. I guess like just growing up in a trailer park that like. I wouldn't walk through someone's yard unless I had to, or it was like just super convenient. Because there were a million different ways to get around it.
You had luxury trailer park. You were in corner,
I
man.
was.
Me and Vernon, everybody walked through our fucking. I never had a problem. But like people walking through
I'd
my
walk
yard.
through your guys'
goddamn
yard, I guess.
Hell yeah! People were like, we live like in center mass.
But like
people-
like I live in town. It takes you 10 seconds to walk around the two houses that are beside me. Like, don't walk through my and like in my car's
Too
right
lazy,
there. Like
can't do it.
you got-
I get it.
you
So
gotta
I
pretty
get
much
it, man.
touch my car to get in between my house. My car gives you like a body's length.
You should put a
But-
spotlight up, like a motion when it. That always
like,
scares people.
In the trailer park, like she didn't own that land. Like if someone sleds down my yard and breaks their neck, I'm responsible for it. But like that lady wasn't responsible for it. Like maybe if you like fell on her roof, but like
Damn, dude, how cold of a parent do you got to be? Like, you
Cold.
kids sledding in somebody's yard that you're gonna sue them for fucking.
I told
Like,
Brittany, like if we
cold-hearted
started
person.
sledding, like the kids, like if we were sledding out in our yard and some kids came up, I wouldn't have the heart to say, no, you
Yeah.
can't sled here, but my kids can.
Absolutely.
I probably
But, like,
would.
You do fear it though, man. I mean,
Yeah.
like it's become that world where like you gotta fear that stuff. I do feel bad, and it's because my mom did this. She ruined me. Like my mom, when it snowed, she dressed me up and she said, "Go outside," and that's where it was freezing. And I hate the snow. Hate the snow and
Really?
hate the cold. Oh, I hate it. So
See,
like,
I loved it, man. I would I would just be outside
Mhm.
whenever it snowed when I was younger. I would just go out in the snow.
Dude,
I hate it. And
I loved it.
I feel
Yeah,
bad
same.
now because like my kids like want me to go sledding. And I'm like, no.
Bro, as
I ain't
soon as
going
the
out
snow happened, like I even said to Odette, I was like, let's go out in the snow.
Hell,
no.
no,
She's like,
man.
no. And I'm like,
No.
no. Come on.
Oh,
And
man.
like it's the first snow and we got this much. Like let's go out
Yeah.
like build a snowman or like jump in the snow.
I was
Nope.
heartbroken.
No.
We we bought this sled for the kids
What do you
last
mean?
year, and it's too like it had like a seat in it so we could like strap Gracie in so we could just push her down. But Olivia's too big for it now. I shoveled a whole path in that like 2 feet of snow we got, so that way there was a path for them to sled, and then the sled didn't even work. Like
Oh,
it was like too
Aw.
front heavy, so that way like when Olivia sat in it, just like she went right forward.
Yeah.
So I was heartbroken. I shoveled my yard. That's how much I like the snow, like playing
oh,
it.
fuck
That was the
dude.
bad part about getting like big snows like immediately because when you want to sled, you actually got to like take time to pack a trail down.
Mhm. I
Mhm.
like
You gotta
that
do
though.
the
And then
first
like
couple
you'd build
test
the
runs.
ramps. Like
Yep.
Yeah.
we built so many ramps.
Dude, I think Vernon was there. I think it was Vernon and Justin. I always remember when we were sledding and we were using the skirting to the houses and we were sled down. And I remember the skirting, it was like coiled and it went into my leg. Like the whole
my
thing just
God.
went whoosh, like up in my leg. But it was so cold, dude. I just remember pulling it out. And when I looked like later, there was this giant like mark where the skirting like went straight up into my leg. I was like, oh my God.
That
dude.
is
But
the
I kept
most
going.
trailer park thing I think I've heard.
Oh yeah.
But I totally
I'll
get
tell
it.
you what, man, that
Like,
skirting
I've
down.
been
and
there.
I just
Skirting.
fucking
Like, we were
picked myself
sledding
back
down
up,
with
went
the
down the hill
skirting.
again.
Of just someone's house that blew off.
Hell
Like,
yeah, man. I probably took it off my own house.
This'll work well.
Yeah,
I took it off my own house. 2 days later, my mom was like, our pipes are frozen. Oh.
That's how my dad stores stuff under the house. Like there's a section of the house, like you can bend up the part and like you take the skirt. It's almost like a door. that he has. Like it's
Yeah.
one specific section of the skirting that he has. Like you can just lift it up and then get under
My
the
mom's house has it too, but it's where like all her like her pipes come in from like the kerosene heaters or like the whatever it is, the tank.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
I
where all
gotcha.
that shit comes in, so you can pull it and get to it.
Yeah,
I
actually,
hate
no. There's
crawling
two
through.
entrances to under my house. My dad has one right before the front porch and right beside the tanks there. So there's one in the
right
back.
beside tanks. Yep, that's what my mom's got too.
Yeah,
Gotta
I've tried
have-
sledding with the skirting. I never got it to work though.
No, I don't remember if it worked or not.
I think you
Tell you
could
the truth.
stand on it. Like I don't think it was heavy enough to like, you couldn't grip it.
I went and bought my kids. Sleds were hard to find this year, man. I went to Target, Walmart, the Dollar General. I even went to, like thinking I was like, I had to go to Ollie's, and I ended up buying an extra one just because. So if anybody needs a sled, I bought 3 because I was like,
I'd love to borrow one.
Take
Yeah,
one,
I
take one,
remember
man.
My
Take one,
dad,
man. Swing in. Take your kids sledding.
my dad has had this fucking huge wooden toboggan
Toboggan.
since he was a kid, and I just remember like every year, like we would go up to the very tippy top of the hill, and we would just get on that big ass toboggan, and that's what we would use to pack it down because it was so heavy. And we would just
They have like the metal riders
whoever was
on the
there would
side.
get on it for all the weight, and then
Just
like go
inch
down
it
a couple
forward.
times. Yep, keep pushing it down.
Do you
I
know what I
remember.
think
Exactly.
now though? Like when I was a kid, I hated when the snowplow came through because it's like, man, you're ruining the good, because the grass is fine, but when
Throw
that snow's
snowballs
packed
at
down
'em.
on the roads, man, you
Oh,
fly down. But now as an
Yeah.
adult, I'm like, where the hell's the snowplow?
Where the fuck's the plow
Yeah.
guy?
Like-
Waking up in the morning to go to work, and you're just like tapping on the brakes so you just
Yeah.
make sure you don't slide the whole way
When
down
I
this hill.
when I stopped at Vernon's that day, I went probably like 3 miles an hour down those hills because I was not getting. I got stuck in my
Bro,
dad's yard one
Those
year.
hills are so treacherous.
hills
I
are
backed
treacherous,
out at
man.
my dad's house. I'm like, I can make it down this. I slid right
That was
into
the
Nash's
worst
yard,
part.
right into the yard.
Dude,
I
being
just sat
not there as often, every time I go to Vernon's house now, I'm just like, holy shit, like this is treacherous shit
Just
down
because
here,
of
dude.
that, like at the bottom of like where me and Vern were, like it has that other huge hill.
Your
that you
guy's
don't
hill
know
is
what I go
scary.
over.
Luckily,
so it's like
there's
when you
that
start
big bump.
sliding, you're just like, oh no, oh no.
Yeah, at least like every other hill has a more road to it or a house. I
Yeah.
guess you'd hit the house. Like,
I would think I'd rather hit the bump than a house.
That's true. The one with the mailboxes was always the one to go down because it was like the highest up. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
that far down.
Yeah, and it went into the Yui too. Like
I
if you
hated-
did skid, you could get into the Yui.
I hated mine, the one right there by my house, but it was the easiest one because then I had to go up the hill to go down
Yeah.
the hill. Like I wasn't doing that. I
Mine
was just gonna
again.
go down the hill.
When I lived there, mine went into the Yui too, so I
Mhm.
never really bothered me.
Yeah, mine went. Yeah, I never had like I never slid past it, but I hated though right there where Nathan used to live. People would stop at that like the dip where the speed bump is,
Oh,
and
yeah.
when it was icy, it's like you don't stop. Like
never stop.
you go.
You ain't getting out of there.
Yeah, you do. People would get. I remember we were getting on the bus one day, and this lady was like, she's stuck in it. Like she tried to go up and then would slide back down.
Ass end, just like,
All of us-
like going side to side.
The crazy thing is like all of us kids could have went and probably got her out, but no, we all stood there. just
No, we
like,
were all sitting there playing
lady
on
gonna do?
the Orchard Hill sign.
What's
Hell
the
yeah.
better help? Somebody better help her push.
I remember, and now this is like an adult snow story, but I remember the first year I got my Audi, and like that thing is just like, it's so heavy. It's such a tank. It's 4-wheel drive. Like it's great in the snow. But it was the first year I got it. We were coming up Windy Hill, and you just reminded me because you said about slowing down. And I drove to work, and then I was there for 15 minutes. My boss was like, okay, we're sending you home. And I was like, all right, like fine.
Cool.
So I called everybody. I go home and I'm following this MKZ up the Windy Hill, and this thing, it's going 10. I'm like, you ain't making it. You ain't making it up this hill. No fucking way.
No.
And we got to about, I don't know, 3/4 of the way up, or not 3/4, a third of the way up, and just like, and I had to park, and I was like, great, now I'm stuck too. But man, this is why I love that Audi. I was like, I'm gonna try. Hit the gas and went around him,
Yep.
and just
Just left him
just
there.
pulled right. Oh, fuck yeah, left him there, dude. Why would he go that slow? Like
Yeah.
anybody listen to this,
Windy
please,
Hill,
when
you
are
need to
driving
just go.
up a hill, just go. if you're hitting ice, the best thing to do is get past the ice.
Mhm.
Go past the ice, you know. Even if you lose a little control, not that I say speed, but you want at least a good amount
You
of
need
speed.
a consistent speed.
Yeah, that you can get through it. Because if you're going 5 miles an hour, you're getting stuck, dude.
You
Good
want to
luck.
get to a speed and not accelerate, not decelerate. You want to get to a speed and just stick to it and just
that your tires
Get
can
past
roll.
it.
That way, if you do hit a patch of ice, you don't have to use your engine's power. You're just using momentum at this point. Because you know what doesn't ever get stopped? Momentum and gravity. Just keep going.
yes,
Ice
science.
ain't stopping no momentum. Science. It'll stop your fucking horsepower from your engine. It'll stop the tires from spinning. But if your car is moving forward, it's going. But
Yeah.
that's when I fell in love with it. I was like, oh,
Dude,
just pull it straight up.
I slid once in the Subaru so far. Brittany said she slid around the monument. I don't know how that happened, but
Damn.
She
Subarus
just
are great in the
drifted.
snow.
She
I
just
know.
drifted.
Yeah, she came in at 25.
That's what she did.
That
that
She went
monument
around
is
it
treacherous.
twice and then pulled out. Like, it's slid out there, Evan. I don't know.
like 2 memories like that I have recently is like the last like huge snowstorm we had, I think last year or so. And I just remember me and Vern out shoveling, just taking turns. We were just like, we would have music playing and we would just sit there shoveling for a minute, talking to each other. They're like, all right, I'm good. Hand it off. Next person be shoveling for like a couple minutes, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes or whatever. We're like, all right, I'm good. And we just take turns. And then I remember in Carlisle, it snowed bad. I forget what year it was. It was whenever Kyle was still there. And I remember we woke up like early and we went out and like nothing was touched by plows. And I just remember like the whole street we lived on was just nothing but like snow piled up. And I just remember tons of people already out shoveling. So like we started shoveling and then like somebody like put their radio out their window and were like blaring like one of the radio stations. So it was just tons of people just out
The
there shoveling,
neighborhood.
listening to the music. Yep.
That's how it was the other day here. There was like every neighbor was out, and I'm not even going to get into it, but there was everyone. Thankfully, my neighbor over here had a snowblower, and he actually snowblowed most of my because everyone else just pretty much has to get their car out like from the side of the road, but I got to get this little driveway like plowed out, and then I got to get to the road. So like, thankfully he snowblowed that. That was awesome. But
That was bad part
Shout out
about
to
living in
neighbors.
Carlisle.
I shoveled a
dude.
sidewalk then, so
It was like,
There you go.
because you guys have like parking spots there somewhat too.
kind
where
of
you
yeah.
live. But I remember in Carlisle, the worst part was when they did plow. Like everybody that was parked on
Yup.
the street, you're plowed in. Good
Yep.
luck shoveling that because it's heavy ass snow.
No, yeah, dude. It's a brick.
That's what happens at the base, like right where mine is. The plow comes through and it just piles up. So I got to move that, walk it all the way up because there's nowhere to put the snow. So I'm putting.
Yeah,
it,
you
like,
don't want to put it in your neighbor's parking lots.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty much. I just shovel it like it just piles up against both houses.
Yeah, I mean, what else are you gonna do?
Yeah, my
I actually I got pretty lucky. I didn't have to do any personal shoveling this year
Oh.
because
That's right.
Lauren's got a new boyfriend and he's not living in my house. So, but he shoveled out my car, him and her. So I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, sweet.
Gonna earn your
sweet.
keep.
Yeah, I'll take that. But then I had to drive to work and I shoveled for a couple hours.
And
Hey,
then,
didn't
you,
shovel
and then
too.
you guys didn't even open.
We knew we weren't open. Hey, it's cool. If the store shuts down and it doesn't open, we actually get paid double
Yeah,
time.
you get
We
paid.
for us being there and for it being closed
Oh.
and being there. So we get paid double time.
Double time.
Yeah,
I
man.
remember having to go in and shovel like the whole washout, like when we
Mm.
worked at the car wash still.
Yeah, dude.
Like going in early ass in the morning and like nothing was touched, and you just sitting there just like shoveling everything.
Did you guys have a plow or anything, or was it all like hand shovel?
You had to wait, like you had to shovel until the plow got there because like the owner's brother is the one that ran the plow, so he was over at the Harrisburg one plowing that one first. So like by the time he got there, like a good amount of it was already shoveled by hand.
We have where I work is pretty organized. Like we have 2 plows and a bobcat like on site pretty much at all times.
Ooh,
And a
yeah.
bobcat's just to pick the snow up, put it over this wall. So basically what you do is like you just like all the cars in a row, you just move the row up and the plow comes through, and then you move the row back and then you move the row up and the
Yeah.
plow comes
Yeah.
through. move the road back. Like the shoveling is just really for the back lot and stuff where the plow can't maneuver.
Yeah.
We got it down to a science at this point.
Bro, I remember at Ray Hall, like they just had a plow on one of the dude's trucks, and like I remember going in there early in the morning, and he would just do one pass, and like he would do one pass, and then like they would just have like that thin layer of like slushy ice. So when you're pulling through the parking lot, you're just like
and then it
still.
freezes. Like
Yeah.
and then you get this like
Exactly.
chunky
It was
layer
like-
of snow and ice and
You kind of made it a
slush.
little bit more dangerous, buddy. Good job.
That
Made it a
doesn't
little bit
help.
more dangerous. So it's like, yeah, you clean the snow off the top and you put salt down, but you still aren't scraping the ice and the
Mhm.
slush. Like,
That's
so what
cool.
is like?
No, we're organized. We got it done. Boom, 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 boom. We get it good and good to go.
Dude, where I was at I don't know why I went in Wednesday morning, and there's already a full layer of salt down on the ground. It didn't even snow yet. I
Hell
mean,
yeah,
like,
it should.
no, I mean like it's coated. Like I am slipping walking into the bank. Like there's so much salt. I'm like, they know it's gonna snow like a foot and a half, right? Like this isn't really gonna help.
This isn't gonna melt it.
This isn't gonna help. But
Thank God we put all that salt down.
it would look so stupid because nothing else is salted at this point except for this one parking lot, and it is like so overdone.
Whenever you shovel all that snow, it's probably all gonna come off like off the walk whenever you shovel.
Yeah, you put the plow down, it scrapes all that salt up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do love driving the plow truck, though. I'm not gonna lie. I love driving
Plow.
the plow truck.
Mr. Plow. Yeah, you got a jacket that says Mr. Plow on it.
No, but I
Plow.
love driving the plow truck. I mean, the most satisfying thing about the plow truck to me is like just ramming the pile of snow, like because you're just scooping snow and like you put it in piles and just being like just hitting this thing as full force as you can get it, so you can pack the snow back there. I love that, dude. I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna hit this bitch. Like it's just like a satisfying moment for me. It's got those springs on it, man. Like they're like official plow truck. I mean, they like cut the airbags so the airbags don't deploy on me when I hit the snow. Well, yeah, I mean that's what you gotta do, man. Like, because I mean, there's shock absorbers on the front of the plow, but I mean, sometimes they do what they
That
do.
would suck, dude.
Yeah.
If like they forgot to do that, and like the first time that somebody
first
just
one,
hits
you're
the
like-
snow, it's just
Just pops right in your face. The worst that ever happened to me. Now, some people have hit cars and stuff with it, which it is what it is.
Yeah.
The worst that ever happened with me is I was plowing and I hit one of the storm drain grates and like it pulled it up and like I like stopped because those things are like solid steel.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I had to back up, and luckily it just fell right back into place where it should be. And I was like, okay, and I just continued to plow.
Mr. Plow, Mr.
Yeah.
Plow.
I like
Go about
plowing.
your business. That didn't
I-
happen.
I like the one that like curves, like it can be a V or it can go out.
Yeah.
The fancy plows.
Plows? Fancy plows. Man, like I said, my job got it. I got it on pack. I got it on lock. They know what they're doing. They're like, we live in Pennsylvania. I hate like companies are like, oh my God, it's snowing. I'm like, dude, we live in Pennsylvania. This shit happens every year.
Except last year.
Except last.
Guess what? I'm all complain about it every year.
Well, here's my thing. With in the same sentence where I said companies shouldn't freak out about it, I'm with that. But they have to understand that everybody's situation is the same. You don't drive an all-wheel drive vehicle. You shouldn't be expected to come to
Some
work.
people
you know?
live out in the fucking boonies.
I live out on like I'm not just driving in. I got to go up over a mountain.
The
and everything.
mountain.
Thank you.
The mountain is treacherous, dude. Fuck the mountain.
People
dude.
don't understand that mountain, and then people don't understand Windy Hill either.
Windy Hill is almost
you
like
gotta
the
get up
mountain.
Windy Hill.
That shit's treacherous.
Windy Hill is 3 hills, starting with like a 40, like a freaking like 10
Yeah.
degree grade.
It turns into the Mortal Kombat test your luck real quick.
You just got to hit it at a good speed, man. You're like, all right,
Man, Windy Hill is like literally, yeah, it's like here's one hill, here's the next one, here's the next one, and then here's a turn around the next one.
Bro, I
Hill's the only place I've ever lost.
I hated it.
Or
Every year, I just like there'd be at least one time where you'd be at work and it starts just coming down like snow, and you're just like, I know it's gonna be treacherous going home. I hate it. I dread it really. So like, it's gonna suck.
Usually, actually, when I was about to go to Vernon's, I was like, I'm gonna see how the base of Windy Hill is, and then I'm gonna see how Old Mill is. Like if Windy Hill, because Old Mill's easier to get up. Like if no one's coming, you can just kind of keep going. But but they seem to be doing better at keeping the bottom like on each end of the road just like coated in salt. Yeah, I mean like in between was terrible, but like the ends, that's what matters.
All you got to do is get enough speed to get up the hill,
and then you gotta go into the park where you know it's gonna be shitty.
Oh, the park's
and then
awful.
you gotta like maneuver kind of around the corner to go down the hill a little bit and then somehow get into your parking
because you can't
spot.
go out the top. If they would have just made the top road like up a little bit more, that would have just solved like all the problems. But no, you got to go down the bottom just to get back up the hill. I
would just go up through the top.
You can go out the top, but
oh no, I was talking about going in, not out.
Oh no, yeah, going in, yeah, because you got to go around that hill. Around the turn, up the hill, and then like you said, like you got kind of like
yeah. But I'm saying like whenever like to actually get into the house, like we're like me and Vernon, like just to kind of go around and then kind of go down the steep hill and then maneuver into a parking spot. Terrible. It's treacherous.
I kind of lucked out.
That's like one of those situations where the music's off and I'm quiet, just focusing, bro.
I'm the opposite. I can't turn the music. Makes my anxiety too high.
No, I got to, especially if I'm driving in snow. That it's silence. I'm focused.
I actually would more than I want music. I want to talk to somebody. Like if I can call somebody and have them on the phone and have a conversation going, it just helps my anxiety. Because if I'm like in silence,
you're
my
somewhat
heart
like your mind's like you're focused on something else a little bit.
Because I can drive and talk. Not like this, like.
It's 2020. We got hands free. We talking through the car.
That's how I'd prefer driving in the snow is talking to somebody driving.
Treacherous.
Anxiety will kill you, man.
Yeah, I'm cool with
Central
music for the most part. But yeah, there are some moments. So I'm kind of with Wyatt. Sometimes you just gotta turn it down to concentrate. That's how I am.
I'm like that regularly though. If I'm like going somewhere new and I'm like hold up. Turn that volume down. I need to focus a little bit.
I don't know about you guys, but every time I go somewhere new, I always miss the exit. I miss the turn. I can't say I've went anywhere big like New York or Niagara or wherever I've driven. I always have to turn around somewhere. Somewhere I gotta turn around. Like I don't know about you guys, but that's me.
That's most of the time for me as well. No, I think the only time that actually went successful for me driving was whenever me and Alex went to New York for Comic-Con the one year. I drove me and Alex and Quentin to where we were staying. And I think we went straight there. Like we didn't have any problems.
Yeah, I'm usually pretty good at it too. I don't usually miss.
That's why you are mostly driving most of the time. You the driver.
I just second guess myself. Like I'm like, is this a turn? Is this where I'm supposed to go? Yeah, that's where I was supposed to go.
Yeah.
I also need like a good co-pilot, man. That means a lot, a good person to be like, hey man, like a mile exit's coming up. You want to get to the right here soon. Because
I think I'm an excellent co-pilot when it comes to.
I'm a good co-pilot too, man, because I know what it's like.
I gotta
drive. She's not in the room right now, but I've been driving with Marissa, and she'd be like, "Oh, you should took that turn." I'm like, "What? Why would you tell me
the
now?
one I already passed?
The fuck?
Now I gotta reroute."
Yeah, that would turning around. This is a 1-lane highway, right?
Dude, I don't get like anxiety for most things, but when it comes to driving with other people, I don't think I don't have a control problem, but I don't know why I just get iffy when someone else is driving. So like I always kind of have that like little tap, like I push my foot down when they push on the brakes kind of thing. But when we were coming back from New York and Cody was falling asleep the whole time, and I asked him like 5 times, and you guys are all asleep in the back. And like eventually he finally was like, I think I should pull over. I'm like, you think?
There are some people, like I'm with you, Evan, I get anxiety, and there are some people that I just don't get it for.
Yeah.
But Cody gives me anxiety, and Cody's listening. I love you, Cody, but like he's just not a great driver, man.
I asked him like 5 times, like, you awake? He's like, yeah, I'm good. His eyes are like squinted shut.
Dude, I remember when we
Oh,
drove
that's
down
just
to
Cody, man.
Georgia. So my car has like that brake thing that if like a car is coming
Mhm.
at you, like it'll hit the brakes for you.
Yeah.
I think I have made that thing activate maybe twice since
Mhm.
I've owned the car. It probably activated 10 times. He's like, these touchy brakes. And I'm like, no, man, just stop fucking speeding up on people's asses, dude. Like the car beeps. Like he's like, these brakes are so touchy. And I'm like, no, don't speed up on him.
I remember him having issues like when we went to Key West when he was driving like to there whenever after the plane landed and everything. And I remember like I woke up and it was after we went to Walmart and everything because he drove the rest of the way. And I remember like he was having some issues. So I'm like, I'm just going to stay awake.
Yeah.
And I stayed awake with him and I was his co-pilot the rest of the way to Key West.
Dude, and we
was,
were
like,
drinking
talking to him the whole time.
and I'm like, I like it just disappeared. Like as soon as he started falling
'Cause you're
asleep, I'm like,
scared.
I'm up. And we stopped
You're
at
scared.
Wawa and I'm like, I'm getting a coffee. And then I think I drove the rest of the way.
I think we were coming back from the concert. I do remember that.
I drove the rest of the way.
Bro, yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that.
Cody,
Because I think I
finally was
pulled off
like, I'm
because
gonna.
I drove up the whole way, but I
Mhm.
think I got pretty drunk at the concert. I was like, oh, I
Bro,
you
I
guys-
was so drunk at that show. I remember waking up so groggy and still drunk going into the store and getting like a snack and like
Mhm.
coffee. Because I remember Evan getting coffee and I was like,
I had to
I
get
need some coffee.
Oh my god, dude!
Man,
I
I
was
can't wait till
was
shows come back.
awake
I felt like
That-
shit the next day
the
though.
whole time. Like, oh, that scared me. I don't know. That was the worst.
Bro, I was so like lit at that show.
That was a good show.
But I had a great time. I had an amazing time.
Everyone was cheering at Alex when he peed in the bushes. Like, you guys remember that?
Yo.
He jumps over
In
the
the
rail
woods,
and
I
goes
jumped
into the
over the
water.
rail.
Everyone's like, yeah.
I was like, I gotta go. And then a couple people followed me. I remember.
Yeah,
They, like,
Because
started
like they
jumping
just
over
thought
me.
you were like cutting through.
Bunch of
At first.
bandwagoners.
I was like, no, I'm peeing, dude. I
I
gotta
don't know
pee.
what you guys are doing.
All right, we gotta wrap this up. I gotta help my girl wrap some presents.
Oh.
We'll end this on a depressing note.
No.
Yeah. When did you guys learn that Santa wasn't real?
Oh.
When was the time?
I don't even remember, man.
I can't tell you when, but I can tell you why. And I've
Okay.
I've said this story like 3 times this month already. But like my mom would wrap presents and they're super nice and neat and her handwriting is so nice and it'd be like to Evan from Santa and like a nice blue ink like and it's nice and neat. And then my dad would wrap a present
Yeah.
and he would just like wrap that shit with some duct tape and in I specifically remember this, a king size black Sharpie right on the wrapping paper to Evan from Santa, right on the
You're like, wait
wrapping
a
paper.
minute.
Like
Man, you tell them it because some elves are lazier than others, man.
I knew that was my dad. And then at that
Mine-
point, I realized like that's my mom's handwriting.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell
I
you
think-
when it was though.
I think mine was because I had an older sister, and I don't know what she made her realize that
Mhm.
he wasn't real. Mine was just my older sister probably being a jerk. I pissed her off 3 days before Christmas. She's like, Santa isn't real. And I was like, what do you mean? And then like my mom, like I actually do remember my mom telling me like, no, she was just upset. And like, but that was the day that I like, it was like,
questioning it.
yeah, it was like,
Who's-
oh no.
Who's
Like,
telling the
Santa's-
truth?
Yeah, just tell me. Wouldn't lie to me. But so my older sister spoiled it for me.
That makes sense.
It happens.
I don't remember mine at all, man. I don't
I
like
don't
it. Wasn't
remember mine
very
at all.
life changing for me.
It was a smooth
to be honest.
transition for me. Like it
Good.
it just kind
That
of
should be.
I feel like I either heard it from somebody at school or like
Yeah,
watching something on TV where they said something about it. I'm sure something like that.
yeah.
That's most people. I mean, if you think about it, like in a grand scheme, a lot of it don't make sense. You know,
Yeah. It's
like they're even airing commercials now that like Ford commercials, like all the Santa Claus is running down the street. Like your kids ain't gonna see that and be like, yeah, that's a lot of Santa Claus. You know, like, why are there so
Wait a
many
minute.
damn Santa
they
Claus?
can't all be real. What? Vernon, what
But-
about you?
He said he didn't remember.
Oh,
either.
you don't remember?
Now, I do remember, like, with Kai Kai specifically, I'm not sure.
So
Does he know?
so he doesn't. He knows now.
I'm not sure if he still believes in Santa or not, but, like, a year or two ago, I remember him asking me because he was losing like teeth and stuff. You know what I mean? As like a little kid, like he was like, it was just maybe like a couple times after a pillow and everything. Like, and he's just like, Daddy, is the tooth fairy real? And I'm just like,
Shit.
nope.
He's like, nope.
I'm not gonna lie to you, boy. I was like, I'm not gonna lie to you, boy. Especially when you come to me with a question like, nope. And he's like, okay. He didn't ask me nothing about Santa. You know what I'm saying? But he's too smart for that.
He knows.
Like, I think he's like,
He knows.
he's not gonna push his luck because maybe he's like he's still a little kid. Maybe he's like,
I ain't gonna get
if I
presents.
tell him, if I tell him that if I don't believe in Santa, maybe that means I won't be getting presents from Santa and Daddy, you know, or something. You know what I mean? So, but like, I'm pretty sure he doesn't believe in Santa anymore. But like, especially because of media, especially
Yeah.
because of TV and
Damn,
stuff
you
like that.
straight
But,
up like, is a tooth fairy real? No.
I think
no, I'm not gonna sit there and fucking.
Nah, man.
I think he was like 7 at the time too. I'm like, nah.
If he comes to
I'm
you
gonna
with
just-
that question,
I'll give you
though,
money
he
for
knows.
you, Steve. That's what I mean. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like he's dumb. Why would I do that? I talk to him like I want to conversate with him. You know what I mean?
I think
Yeah.
Tyler. I mean, I think he knows, but I think he still kind of believes. Like, he still does Elf on the Shelf and shit like that. Like, he still enjoys that shit. Like, he likes doing that stuff.
It does help when you have a younger sibling as well, that you kind
Tyler
of
is a
want to
kid.
keep that alive. So
Yeah.
he may even not believe, but still kind of like, you know.
I don't know, dude. I always forget this. There's like this magic glove that you got to pick up Jack with, and I always forget that shit. And they yell at me every goddamn time I pick Jack up. They're like, ah, like the house is freaking out. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. And then you got to like go wash your hands and shit. I'm stealing Santa's magic.
What?
You know,
I don't know about any of this.
the elf
We
on the shelf.
We
you're
didn't
not allowed to
start
touch
that.
it.
We
Yeah,
don't-
you're not allowed to touch him. Like, listen, I love the elf on the shelf. Like, it's a really fun, just like thing to do for him. Like every night, that kind of keeps it going. But there's so many rules, man, and they know him. I don't know him. Just like dad coming home, like, there you go. But
You just
I'm
got
with Vernon.
pissed off one day, and you're just like, you know what? It's not real. Stop it.
I
It's
moved
not
the
real.
elf. Okay.
I moved it. I move it by himself.
I do the cool shit with the elf. All right.
Piss me off
Give me
some
some
more. I'm gonna
credit.
put it back somewhere that it already was.
I think you got to be honest with your kids, though, man. I mean, there is a sense. I'm with Vernon where you got to be honest. There is a sense where you're treating them too adult. I read this thing on Facebook where like it was like this conversation about like a kid asking his dad whether Santa was real, and he's like, Santa is the love and the joy in everybody's heart, and blah blah blah. And like it's a very adult conversation. It's a very nice sentiment.
Yeah.
And in the conversation, the kid was like, "Okay, Dad." I'm like, my kid would be like, all right, like, I don't know what half of them words mean, dude, but all right, whatever you want from me. Like, I don't know. Like, there's definitely an honesty to it, but I mean, you keep up the facade as long as you keep up the facade, you know. And I hope Tyler, like you said, Evan, like keeps it up,
Yeah.
even as he gets older for his younger sister, and even when his younger sister doesn't believe in it, we can still keep it up,
Yeah.
because it's
Like,
the joy of it, you know. It's just the joy of Christmas, Santa
I
Claus.
think my parents even put like from Santa all the way up till I was like 18. You know, like
Exactly.
just because, you know, like it's not. I know it's not from Santa,
Yeah,
but
who cares? It's from Santa.
that's the point. Like
the joy. It's from the joy in my heart that give
I do like the idea though of I have heard this, like if you get like a big present for a kid, to say that's from you and like have
yeah.
like the toys
Yeah.
kind of be from Santa.
I heard
Because then
that
like
before.
you know you don't have a kid going to school and be like, well why did he get an iPod and I got freaking socks? You know, like
Yeah.
some kids can't afford, like the parents can't afford that kind of stuff. I think
I've
that's
heard that.
cool.
I like that
mean,
idea. I think that's a good idea.
I'm
too.
not at that point yet. My kids get all toys. They're not getting anything like that. So
Oh man,
But-
Vernon feels me, man. We getting like iPads and
that's what I'm saying.
asking phones and bullshit. Tyler's like, I want a phone. I'm like, no, you getting
phone?
a goddamn phone for Christmas? No phone.
You don't get a phone till you're 16.
Oh yeah,
And I had to get my own phone.
Dude, Daniel bought me my first phone. Isn't that weird?
I had to get my own.
He got it to me. He got it for me for my
phone.
birthday. He got me like a $20 track phone. I don't know why, but I mean, I guess it was thoughtful.
Well, I mean, I was using one of those Walmart phones, like the prepaid ones, for a minute.
Oh, I use that. I mean, I did upgrade to a Verizon prepaid phone for a good bit.
Yeah, that's what I had. I wanted the Verizon with like you slide up in the keyboard and shit.
Oh, my first. I was like a Nokia track phone, and it barely did anything. And then it went to like a silver one, and then I got like a flip phone. Brittany had the Razor. That was cool.
Flip.
Remember the old school?
Yeah,
like,
I had
Razors?
one of the Razors.
Yeah,
My brother gave it to me.
I remember the chocolates. Those were neat.
Yeah, I remember. I think Kyle had one of those.
I know Justin had one. Did you have one, Vernon?
Yeah, I dropped in a toilet.
Yeah, I thought that was the one. I remember that.
I was like this. I remember specifically too. I'm like, and it's
That
like
was the
this.
one where it like slid down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it slid up.
Yeah.
They had like
What
an
was
MP3
the circular
player.
pad.
The chocolate?
Yeah.
I had a blue one. Like a
I had a
teal.
black one.
I think the coolest phone I had was the Alias. It flipped both ways. Like you could flip it like normal like a phone, but then you could also flip it like a keyboard.
Oh.
So unnecessary. But
I had a smartphone before like smartphones were like a popular thing. Like I had like one of the original Windows phones, and this was like before iPhone took off. And
Windows
shit.
phones.
Yeah, which are nothing now, but it was real cool back then. And then my sister dumped Mountain Dew all over it. Like 4 months into owning it, dude. She dumped Mountain Dew all over it.
That was
Broke
back
it.
before you had like you were
Yeah.
screwed.
Oh yeah, you just bought the phone at that point. I was on like prepaid plan, so I remember saving up money for it and buying that in my pocket.
Oh,
Ruined
man.
it. Soiled it.
So I on it.
Soiled it.
All right. I think this is a good place to end it then.
I do. I gotta
Yeah.
go too. You guys
Awesome.
have a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, check out Tap That. I was on Tap That this week for Christmas special.
Still on tap that. He
Christmas-
should.
Christmas
As of
beers.
airing of this, you have one more episode after that because we have a Saturday episode too. For the first
Yeah.
time, actually, it'll be our first Saturday episode.
Hey,
There you
Merry
go.
Christmas.
and yeah, check it out, Squad Pod. Make sure you're liking some Squad. Squad Pod Sports on Thursdays. This one on Fridays. Squad Nights on Mondays.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you
Merry
win your
Christmas.
Bulls game?
No, we lost by like 20 points.
Oh, lame. Everybody lost.
That's what it
All right.
is.
All right, guys. Well,
All right.
enjoy your Christmas. I will probably
Yeah.
talk to you then. And I have off tomorrow if anybody wants to play Apex. Vernon.
I have off
I
tomorrow.
gotta work tomorrow.
oh,
what'd
you
you say,
download
dude?
Warzone.
I'll get that. I'll do that tomorrow too. I'll download Warzone. But all right, guys. Merry Christmas.
All right. Merry
Yeah,
Christmas,
I'll talk to you guys
everyone.
later. Merry Christmas.